So let's get ourselves set up. So let's get our feet flat on the floor. Get that weight equal between the ball of your foot and your heel. And let's get those knees just slightly softened off for me so the legs aren't locked out. And that allows you to bring your pelvis into neutral. So make sure your pelvis is sitting nice and squarely underneath the spine. Draw your belly button in and up. Keep the ribs in and down for me. Just have your arms by your side. Before we place the shoulders, I just want to think about the feet. I want you to pick the toes all the way up to the sky for me. Now stretch the toes away and place them back onto the floor. And try to see whether or not you can feel each of your toes connected to your mat. Okay, and do that again for me. Pull the toes off the floor, stretch them to the ceiling, and then stretch those feet away and place all 10 toes down. And one more for me. Pull your toes up to the ceiling and stretch your toes away and place them all down. Keep that connection, draw your shoulders up towards your ears, round your shoulders back, squeeze your shoulder blades together and draw the shoulders down away from the ears. Lengthen up for the top of the head, draw the chin slightly in so we're lengthening through the back of the neck. And then we're going to breathe in through the nose and out. Let's do that again, breathing in and out. Lovely, and again, breathing in and out. Now with that right arm, just breathe in, come across the body, stretch up, breathing out all the way out to the side. Left arm, breathing in, come across the body. Stretch up and all the way out to the side. Do that on each arm again. This time as we stretch up, think about stretching up through the ribs and all the way down. And left arm, breathing in, through the ribs and all the way down. So this time we do our circle with our right leg. We step out to the side into a little squat. So breathing in, step and squat. And step back in, hip width apart. Breathing in, step and squat. Make sure you stick your bottom out, right arm, breathing in, step and squat. Come back in, hold that core, breathing in, step and squat, keep that balance and stepping in. 2 more, breathing in, step and squat, and back. 1 more, breathing in, step and squat and back. This time we're going to step and squat, we're going to hold. We're going to rotate to the right with straight legs. So breathing in, step and squat and hold. Coming all the way up. Hold this wide leg position and turn to the right. So we've got both feet facing to the right side of the mat. Try to keep this back heel down onto the floor for me. Reach up in the air, breathing in. Belly button to spine. Sit that bottom out, flat back. Let's stretch it out. Try to keep that back heel on the floor. Just watch. I've done this already. I have rotated my foot out. Try to keep the feet straight. Reach down to that front foot. I know it's a little bit wibbly. Both legs here should be as straight as you can make them. Feel that lovely stretch in that front leg. Breathing in, breathing out and gently uncurl. Coming all the way up round the spine. Come all the way back to face center and step in. So do that on the other side. Breathing in, breathing out, squat, hold, coming all the way up. Turn the feet to the left for me. Breathing in, stretching up, breathing out and reaching forwards, a flat back, stretching out for me, and then all the way down to that front foot. Keep the legs as straight as you can make them. Feel that stretch in that left leg, breathing in, breathing out and rolling up. Keep that belly button to spine to maintain your balance as we come up. Good. Rotate back to center. and step yourself in. One more each side. Breathe in and out. Breathe in, switch out. Breathe in, pivot over, breathe out, hold and breathe and stretch. Make sure both feet are facing forwards and down to that front foot for me. Relax the head, keep nice and straight through those legs. Breathe in, breathe out and uncurl. Breathe in and breathe out, face center and step in. One more, breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out, flat back, hold and breathe. Stretch those arms forwards. Imagine I've got a hold of your wrists and I'm stretching your arms away. Breathe in and then out all the way down to that front foot. Relax the head. Hold and breathe, nice and straight through the legs. And then gently uncurl. Belly button to spine, keeping that balance, rolling up through the spine. And then turn to center and step in. Have a little walk. Well done, guys. Okay, let's place your feet together. Okay, so we're going to zip up through these thighs, press them in for me, feet and ankles together, and then take the arms out to the side, thumbs facing the ceiling, shoulder blades into your back. So hips stay here, so we're not moving the hips, they're staying forwards. We're rotating through the torso. So keep the shoulders down into the back and gently push this right hip forwards. Pulse 1, 2, 3, and then come back to center. Stretch the arms away, round to the left. Push the left hip slightly forwards. 1, 2, 3, and then come back to center. Do that again for me. Round to the right, keep the shoulders down. Push the right hip slightly forwards. 1, 2, 3, and center. And one more. Round to the left, push the left hip just slightly forwards. Keep the shoulders down. And 1, 2, 3, and center. Keep the arms there for me. Now rise up onto the balls of the feet. Heels off the floor. Rotate around to the right. It's a bit more wobbly. And pulse 1, 2, 3. As we come to center, drop the heels down. Rising up onto the balls of the feet. Around to the left. And if you can, pulse 1, 2, 3. Come to center and drop the heels down. Let's come into our V. So a small V through the feet for me. Keep the thighs together if you can. Shoulders into back. And rise up. You can let the heels come apart, that's fine. But squeeze those thighs together. Rotate to the right. Right hip slightly forwards. And 1, 2, 3, and center. And then come down through the heels. And one more. Lifting up onto the balls of the feet. The heels can come apart, but squeeze the thighs together. Rotate round to the left. Left hip slightly pushed forwards. And 1, 2, 3, come to center, and then lower all the way down. Bring those feet in. Give those shoulders a good old roll. Well done. Lovely. Let's go wide through those legs. Toes out on the diagonals. Knees are just nice and soft for me. Now, I know I've mentioned this before, but I'm going to mention this again. Let me just quickly show you first, so you can see what I mean. So when I get my legs wide here, naturally, can you see my pelvis falls slightly forwards? Now, if I were to draw my tailbone down like that, my buttock engages and the front of my hip engages, okay? It also takes the strain out of my lower back. So when my pelvis falls forwards that way, then my lower back is taking the majority of the strain. So in this next exercise, which is a bit more stretchy, can you really think about drawing your tailbone down for me? So you feel your buttocks under here engaged and the front of your pelvis and the front of your hip flexors here engaged for me, and keep that tailbone drawn down. So left hand comes up, breathing in, and as we breathe out, right hand just to the side of the leg And we're just going to slide that hand down the side of the right leg as we come over by the ear with the left hand, and then breathe in and coming all the way up. Now imagine your body is between two panes of glass, okay? Breathing in, tuck that tailbone. Breathing out, sliding down, keep the tailbone tucked so we go under, and then release. So careful not to fall forwards. And again, breathing in, keep the tailbone tucked. Breathing out and sliding down. Now really reach for this deep stretch in the side of the body. And release, that feels good. And again, breathing in, tuck that tailbone. Breathing out and over we go by the ear. Good. And then release. Keep soft with the knees. Breathing in, arms all the way up. Now straighten the legs. Breathing out, push your bottom away. Let's do a nice flat back stretch. Good, so really reaching out, get the back as flat as you can, legs as straight as you can. Now take your left hand down towards your right ankle and reach that right hand up into the air with your palm facing in towards your body. Keep the legs nice and straight. Breathing in. Now switch the arms over. So right hand to left hand into the air, palm facing in, straight leg. Lower your body down. Breathe in. Breathing out and switch again. So opposite hand to leg. Now let your body sink towards your right knee. Breathe in. Last one, breathe out and switch, straight leg. Let your body sink towards your left knee. Reach up with that left hand. Now let that left hand come down. Bring both hands to center. Relax the head and the neck. So you're looking between the legs. Keep the legs nice and straight for me. And I want you to push your bottom from right to left. So it's like you're trying to wiggle your bottom from side to side. And you should get a slightly deeper stretch on one leg, and then as you go to the other side on the other leg. So you're sliding your bottom from right to left, and then back again. So you get that really deep kind of stretch happening from one leg to the other. Keep the head nice and relaxed for me. That's great. That's a good stretch. And then come to center. Soften the knees, relax the head, breathe in. And as we breathe out, we're gently uncurling. Draw the tailbone down and slowly roll all the way up. Fab, bring those legs into center. Well done. Okay, guys, let's come down onto your mats. So in a seated position for me, feet and knees hip width apart. Bring those feet comfortably close to your bottom. And I just want you to bring the hands here, just below the knees, on the front of the shins. Grow nice and tall out of your pelvis for me. I want you to think about just the spine, so not the pelvis. When we do our roll downs, I'm always teaching you to roll through the pelvis first, okay? But we're going to really just focus on the spine here. So I want you to think about pulling back from the spine and then pushing all the way back up tall. So the pelvis pretty much stays where it is. Roll back from the spine, draw your belly button in, hold on to the front of your shins, and then grow up nice and tall. Breathe out as you do it. And breathe in as we come up. Lovely, and again. Good, and all the way up. Keep that going. Now with the head, just let the head go where it naturally wants to go. So if it wants to drop down, that's fine. It probably does a bit. Coming all the way up. 2 more. Think about the spine rounding. Pelvis pretty much stays where it is. And keep the knees hip width apart. Last one for me. Rolling through that spine. With the tension here a little bit in the shoulders, which is good. And then coming all the way up. Good. Now, if you need to, I'm going to place the feet just a little bit further away from the body. Hold the backs of the legs and grow nice and tall. Take a breath in. Now with the pelvis. Pelvis first tucks under, and then we roll into the spine. And my arms kind of create a bit more of a sort of circle shape, and then I roll all the way back up. Then again, pelvis first, pull the tailbone around and under, then roll into the spine. Good. And then rolling all the way up onto your sit bones and grow tall. Just 2 more of these. Pelvis, spine, just let the head go where it wants to go. And then rolling all the way up. Last one. Tuck the tailbone, roll into the spine. Sort of create this sort of circle with your arms. And then rolling all the way up. Good, now bring your arms here, take a breath in. Breathing out, pelvis and spine. Try to not tuck the chin too far, hold. Lift the arms up by the ears, feel the core working a bit harder. Drop the arms back down, and then roll all the way up onto your sit bones and grow tall. Now as we're going down, really focus on scooping up these lower abdominal muscles, okay? So that's how we go here. Shoulders into back, tailbone, pull it round and under. Come into your spine. Now really squeeze up these lower tummy muscles, good. Now up by your ears. Try not to let your spine drop or change shape. And then arms come down, good. And then roll all the way up. Good, okay, let's add a little layer to this one. So tuck the tailbone round, roll into the spine, scoop up this lower tummy, breathing in, arms go up, breathing out, big circle behind, breathing in, and breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out and tuck, roll, scoop that tummy, breathing in, arms up. Breathing out, try to get those arms behind you. Breathing in, breathing out, and rolling up. And one more. Breathing in, breathing out, and tuck. Yeah. Breathing in, arms up. Breathing out, big circle behind. Breathing in, breathing out, and rolling up. Fab. Okay, just bring those arms around. Hug your legs for me, round your spine for just a second. Lovely. And then uncurl. Okay, so we're now going to do what's called the wood chop. So I want you to place your hands together like this, lace your fingers together. So this is your axe, as it would be. Elbows slightly tucked in, so you don't want your elbows out here, you want the elbows to be slightly in. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, tuck your tailbone, roll onto the back of your pelvis, scoop up that lower tummy. But if you struggle with this, and don't go too far, because I don't want your lower back working too much. So if you need to be here, that's fine. If you can be a bit more tucked, that's lovely. We're going to go over our right shoulder. We do a little twist through the chest. And then we twist to our left hip, extend the arms. Breathing in, bend the elbows, twist right. Breathing out, twist left, extend the arms, come to the hip. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Keep that tuck in the tailbone. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. 2 more. So that core working, breathing in, breathing out. Last one for me, in and out. Come to center, rolling up. Extend your legs and reach forwards to your toes. Lovely, well done, fantastic. So we'll do the other side of that in just a little while, but whilst we're here, let's roll up and let's take our feet the width of our mat. So we're going to do some little swan dives, which means we need to round the spine, flatten the spine, and then round the spine back up. So if you're unsure, maybe watch me first. So my arms come forwards here. I imagine I'm diving into a pool. I'm going to flex my feet, push my legs into the floor. I round my spine, and then I dive down. I lift up with a flat back. I come back down, And then I roll all the way up. I lift my arms again. Breathe in. Breathe out. Dive down. Breathe in. Flat back. Arms by your ears if you can. Reach away with that flat spine. Breathe in. Breathe out. And roll all the way up. Arms come up. Breath in. And breathe out. Breathe in. Hold. Breathe. Thumbs facing uppermost. Feel that tension in that upper back. All the way down to the floor. And slowly uncurl. Relax your toes for a moment for me. Lovely. Last couple, we're going to dive down and come up. And we're in that nice straight spine position. We are going to pulse these arms back by our ears and really get the top of your back working, okay? We'll just do 2 of those. So flex your feet, arms come up. Are we ready? Breathe in. Breathe out, dive down. Breathing in. And pulse. 1, 2, 3, 4. Flat back. 5, 6, and down. And then rolling all the way up. Did we get that? And 1 more. Arms come up. Breathing out, dive down. Breathing in, flat back, reach away. And breathe. 1, 2. Arms by your ears. 3, 4, 5, 6, and down. And then roll all the way back up. Oh, good. Bring those legs in to parallel. Take your hands behind you, hands flat on the floor. Now push your chest forwards, squeeze your shoulder blades together, lift your chin for me. Have a little stretch through the shoulders and the chest. Good. And then gently roll back down. Slide those legs up, hip width apart, and let's lace those fingers together. So we're going to do our wood chop now on the other side. Remember to try to keep your elbows in for me. Take a breath in. Breathing out, tuck your tailbone and try to come onto the back of your pelvis. Scoop up through that lower belly. Have a little curve in your spine. Careful though the chin isn't here. Keep the chin lifted for me. Good. Take a breath in. Over the left shoulder, twist the spine. Breathe in. Breathe out. Pass your right hip, straighten the arms. Breathing in, elbows together. Or close to one another, breathing out and extend your belly going together. Breathing in and breathing out. Yeah, breathing in and breathing out. Use that core for me. Hips stay still. Breathing in and breathing out. 2 more. Good. Breathing in and breathing out. In and breathing out. Come to center, rolling up, legs forwards, and reach out to those toes. Lovely, fantastic. Good, all right, so let's now come down onto your back. So I'm going to shimmy my hips forwards. You can either hold the backs of the thighs, but we're going to roll down slowly onto your mat. Make sure that you've got space that you can take your arms out to the side first, and then bring them back to your sides, and then bring your feet comfortably close to your bottom for me. Get your feet nice and grounded. So let's start with a couple of basic bridges. Remember, we're trying to articulate the spine, and on the way down, we're trying to lengthen that spine on the way down. So tuck your tailbone up towards the ceiling, breathe in, keep your arms nice and flat, breathing out, and let's work up through that spine as we roll up into a bridge, coming all the way up, or as high as you're happy to go. Now you need to really squeeze these glutes and think about stretching out through your knees. So you're using those hamstrings. We should be relaxed through the shoulders, just a gentle pressure with your hands into the floor, breathe in. And then breathe out and gently articulate down through that spine. Trying to place each vertebra on the mat, pull your tailbone round, so we get into your lower back, and then come into neutral. Stretch the hands back down, and again, tuck your tailbone, breathe in. Breathing out, articulate up through that spine, push your feet into the floor. Stretch out through your knees, engage those glutes for me. Good, breathing in. Breathing out and articulate down through the spine. Almost kind of feel your neck lengthen as you do that, and trying to place that spine one vertebra at a time. Feel those legs working. Okay, let's add a variation to that. So tuck your tailbone, breathe in. Breathing out, and let's roll up into your spine. Coming up as high as you're happy to go. But I really want you to feel these glutes squeezing. I really want to feel these hamstrings engaging. Breathing in, arms come up. Breathing out and circle just above the floor. Palms facing uppermost, stretch them away for me. Breathing in. Breathing out, rolling down through the spine as you stretch the hands out to the side, drawing your tailbone underneath you. And as your hips come back down, we bring the arms down to the side, turn the palms and let them rest on the floor. One more, tuck your tailbone, breathe in. Push your feet into the floor and let's roll up through that spine. Think about opening the chest. Press those feet into the floor, breathing in, arms come up and over. Hold, breathe in. Circle the arms out to the side, palms facing uppermost. Stretch them away, don't let the hips drop, breathe in. And then rolling down through the spine, breathing out. Drawing your tailbone underneath you. And then relax, arms to your side and turn your palms down. Okay, let's do a little bit of single leg work now. So tuck your tailbone, breathe in. Now just roll up, I would say sort of 2/3 of the way. So rather than come into a full extension, about 2/3 of the way, press your right leg into the floor and bring your left leg up into tabletop. Now we're toe tap and lift. Working from the hip, not the knee. Toe tap and lift. Toe tap and lift. Good. Toe tap, right leg working hard. 2 more. Toe tap and lift. Toe tap and lift. Place that foot all the way down. Get the hips neutral. Good. Now roll down through that spine, 1 vertebra at a time. And then release. Draw your right knee in. Give it a hug. Good. Give it a stretch. Straight leg. Make sure your hips are on the floor. And then bring it back down to the floor, hip width apart. Now, we're going to stay with the same leg, but this time we're going to hold the leg in tabletop and we're going to lower the bottom down and lift up. So when you're ready, tuck the tailbone, roll up about 2/3 of the way. Good, stabilise with those hands, a little press into the floor will help. Same again, left leg, which is what we just did. Left leg comes up. Now drop the bottom down, kiss the floor and push up. 1. Drop the bottom down, push up. 2, good. Drop the bottom down, push up. 3, 3 more. And drop. And push, and drop, and push. Last one, drop, and push. Place that left foot down, hips equal, and roll down through that spine. Pull your tailbone under, and release. Both legs long, arms over your head. Have a stretch. Good. And give your legs a bit of a shimmy. Good, just get rid of that lactic acid. And then arms over and let's bring the legs back. So unfortunately we have 2 legs, so we have to do it on the other side. So feet comfortably close to your bottom, feet hip width apart. You should have a gap between your knees here. So when you're ready, tuck your tailbone. Let's roll 2/3 of the way up into our bridge. Make sure you're squeezing this bottom, really important. Good, let's take your right leg up into tabletop and hold, breathe in. Breathe out, toe tap and lift. Don't let the hips drop. And lift. And again. And lift. 3 more. And tap. And lift. And tap. And lift. 1 more. And tap. And lift. Place that foot down. Lift the hips even. And then roll down through your spine. Tailbone touch under. Left knee, bring it in, hug. Take it long. Stretch that leg in towards you. Keep the back of your pelvis and your bottom on the floor. Good, and then place that back down. Hip width apart again. Now we're going to do our bottom drop and lift. Right leg in the air, touch your tailbone. And roll up about 2/3 of the way for me. Make sure you're squeezing that bottom, really important. Good, take that right leg up into the air. Are we ready? Hips down and lift. Hips down and lift. Hips down and lift. 3 more. Hips down and lift. Come on, keep it going. Hips down and lift. Last one. Hips down. And lift, hold, place that right foot down, hips neutral. And let's roll down through your spine. Tailbone tucked under and release. Let's place your feet together, knees apart, little butterflies. Just a little bit of a stretch into those hips for me. That's lovely. Good stuff. Good. And then let's bring those legs back to centre. Fantastic, I can turn over my page now. Brilliant. Okay, so we're going to stay on our back now, and we're going to do a little set where we're going to layer the exercise up. So with each layer, it does get a little bit more challenging. So if it is too challenging for you, you stay at the layer that you're at, if that makes sense. Don't progress it. If you feel that your back is coming off the floor or you're tiring, then obviously either stop and rest or just stay at the level that you're at, okay? So feet and knees are hip width apart, hands by your side. Keep the left leg bent, take the right leg long onto that mat for me. Good, shoulder blades into your back, brace your core muscles, right leg straight, bring it all the way up. So you want to try to get, if you can, the foot over the hip now. If your hamstrings are short, you may not be able to go that far, okay? So we flex, double pulse, 1, 2, point up. Flex, 1, 2, point up. Flex, 1, 2, point up. Right leg, flex, 1, 2, point up. Flex, 1, 2, point up. 2 more. 1, 2, all the way up. 1, 2, and hold. Lace those fingers behind the head. Ribs down, curl up. Let the head go heavy in the hands. Flex, 1, 2, point up. Flex, 1, 2, point up. Flex, 1, 2, point up. Long leg, 1, 2, point up. 2 more. 1, 2, point up. 1, 2, point up. I'm going to let you rest that leg and lower your head for a second. Good. Okay. So on our next layer, we're going to stay curled up. We're going to flex down for 2 and circle round into your point. So ribs down, curl up, let the head go heavy into the hands. Right leg long, still with the right leg. We flex 1, 2, and we circle point up. Flex 1, 2, and we circle point up. Flex 1, 2. Point here, circle, pull up. Watch the hips don't move. 1, 2. Point and swing up. 1, 2. Point and swing up. Flex 1, 2. Point and swing up. 1, 2. Point and swing up. 1, 2. Point and swing up. Rest it down. Rest the head. So you're looking for a nice little semicircle. or even a teardrop shape if you can't quite make the semicircle, but you want the hips to stay still. As we circle, I don't want these hips moving around. Okay, last variation, left leg long, ribs down, curl up, head heavy into the hands, using upper abdominal muscles rather than pulling on the back of the head. Take that right leg long, and then ready, flex 1, 2, point, circle up. Flex 1, 2, hold that core. 1, 2, hold that core. 1, 2, good. Hold that core. Flex 1, 2, hold. Push that left leg into the floor and point, swing up. Flex 1, 2, point. Last one. Flex 1, 2, point and up. Lower the head down. Draw that right knee into your chest and give it a nice hug in. Good stuff. Andrea, I'm really sorry. I know Andrea's quads were getting a bit sore after Monday. Good, well done. Lovely. Okay, bring that leg down and slide the left leg up. So we have 2 legs. So we have to do that all twice. So arms down by your side. We're going to lay it up on the left leg. Take the left leg long on the floor. Brace the core, because this is what's holding you, is your core. Coming all the way up, as straight as you can make it. There's no point in doing this. I want it straight. We flex, 1, 2, point up. Flex, 1, 2, point up. Flex, 1, 2, point up. Flex down. Hold that core, keep the body still. And up, last one, flex 1, 2, and hold. Take the hands behind the head. Ribs down, curl up, let the head go heavy in the hands. But use the upper, don't just hold with the arms. Really work through the upper abdominal muscles. Ready, flex 1, 2, point up. Flex 1, 2, point up. And 1, 2, point up. Good. Flex 1, 2, point up. Flex 1, 2, and smile. 2 more. 1, 2, and up. Plus 1. 1, 2, and up. Relax that leg down for a second. Relax the head. Oh, lovely. So now we're going to do our flex down and point, then circle round. So ribs down, curl up. Take the weight of the head, use the abdominal muscles, left leg comes up. Flex 1, 2, point, circle round. Flex 1, 2, and point, circle round. Flex 1, 2, point, circle round. Keep the hips still. 1, 2, point, circle round. Flex 1, 2, point. Last one, and 1, 2, point, circle round, bring that foot down, relax the head. Lovely. Last one, right leg long now. It's harder with this leg long. Left leg up into the air. It's harder with your hamstrings. Ribs down and curl up. Are we ready? Flex, 1, 2, point, circle round. Flex, 1, 2, point, hold that core. Flex, 1, 2, point, circle round. Flex, 1, 2, point, circle round. Hold that core. One more. 1, 2, point, circle round. Bring that knee into the chest. Relax the head down. Hug those knees in. Lovely. Are you warm? I am now. Good, and then relax that leg down. Slide the other leg up, give the legs a bit of a shimmy, shimmy. And then we're going to turn onto your side, facing me. Okay, so all the way long for me. Resting your head on your arm, making sure your hips are nicely stacked, one on top of the other. And then just bringing this hand in front of you. And again, just watching this top shoulder isn't rolling forwards. So I'm going to come onto my fingertips. I've got short arms, so both legs are long. We are going to lift from the core. but also from these muscles here in your obliques. And I think about almost this hip kind of tilts towards me as I do this. So I'm going to squeeze my thighs together. I'm going to pick those legs up and then use these muscles to almost pull your top hip towards you and then lower down. Now, if this hurts your hip, maybe put a folded towel or cushion underneath if it's too uncomfortable for you. So brace the core and squeeze up. Squeeze those legs together and slowly come down. And again, brace the legs and squeeze. And slowly down. Brace those legs and squeeze. Good, and slowly down, a couple more. And squeeze those legs, pull up through that waist. And slowly down. Now have a little go. See if we can do it with our hand on our hip, because we haven't got then the stability of our hand on the floor. So press the legs together and squeeze up. And slowly down. And again, press the legs. You can see how that hip moves towards me. I'm using these muscles to do that. And as I go down, my hip moves away from me. Two more. So press the legs, squeeze up through that waist. And slowly down. And last one, press and squeeze up. And slowly down. Bring the hand in front of you for support. I want you to float both legs and knees off the floor. So we're not all the way up here, we're about halfway. One leg forwards and one leg back, but only small. And we're going to do swim kicks. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Squeeze those inside thigh muscles. Lengthen the legs away. And then we're working from the hip, not from the knees. Working from the hip. Hold that core. If you can, place the hand on your hip, have a go. Obviously a little bit more unstable. Kick, 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 kick. Hold that core. Kick, 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 kick. Squeeze your bottom. Squeeze your inside thighs. Good. And 4. And 3. And 2. And 1. And rest. Lower those legs down, soften your knees. Woo, well done, feeling the waist. So feet behind you, so roughly in line with your bottom. And that bottom hand, bring that so it cradles the head, elbow facing forwards. And then bring the other hand so that you've got your hands behind your head for me. So we're going to do our open our books. We're going to work through our thoracic spine, but not through the hips. So the hips shouldn't go backwards. Try to keep the knees one on top of the other. Lift the elbow up into the air, turn the head, roll the head onto the floor, push your top hip forwards and try to stretch your top elbow backwards, turning through your chest. And then release and come back over. And again, elbow up, lower the head down to the floor, push the top hip forwards. Try to keep the knees down as much as you can. Stretch the top elbow away. That's a good stretch. Rolling up and over. And again, elbow up, roll down so the back of the head is on the floor. Push the top hip forwards. After a couple, you should get a little bit further maybe. And rolling forwards and over. And 2 more. Elbow up, roll down for the back of the head. Push the top hip forwards. Try to keep the knees down and together. Mine come up, or a little whisper. And then rolling all the way up. And last one. Elbow up, roll down through the head. Good. Stretch away. Great stretch through the chest. And roll all the way up. Okay, so from this position, slowly bring yourself up. And we're going to have our left leg in front of you and our right leg behind you. Excuse me, sorting myself out. So this is your mermaid position. Now, For those of you who struggle with mermaid, and this might be because of your knees, or it might be because of the flexibility in your hips, you can do this exercise with just your left leg in front of you, like so. Or if you can get that leg behind, you can have your left leg out in front of you and your right leg behind. Or if you really struggle with this, you can do this exercise with both legs forwards. Okay, so just giving you some options there. If you can get into mermaid, I want left leg in front of you, right leg behind you, arms up for me. We are endeavouring to get both buttocks on the floor, but if you're not there, then please don't worry. Okay, so slide the chest out to the left, reach, 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 then gently and lightly bring the hand to the floor. Now we're going to stretch up and over as the elbow comes down. Reach up into the air, plant the buttocks and lift ourselves up. And again, so first of all, reach, 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 reach. Come down lightly, elbow down, up and over. So you've got your buttock off, that's fine. Reaching up, use the core to come up. And here is when we're trying to plant both buttocks on the floor if we can, okay? So reaching out, reaching out, reaching out, down lightly. Elbow down, stretching over, and then all the way up. Okay, variation now, so reach out, place that hand down, but don't soften, and bring that arm all the way around. So both hands are now about shoulder width apart. Draw the shoulders down and imagine you're pulling your chest through your arms. Look up, flat back, and imagine you're pulling your chest through your arms. And then release, round your spine away, just let your chin come down. Come into neutral, a neutral spine. Let that forward hand, your right hand, come out to the side. Hold that core and lift up. Let's do one more of those. So reaching out, hand lightly down. Bring that right hand all the way round. Good, and now pull your chest between your arms. Lift your chin, shoulders down. Good, still pulling that chest through the arms, and then release. Now push your spine away, rounding your spine. Now come into a neutral, relaxed spine. Right hand comes all the way round, and then lift all the way up, and then relax. All done. Okay, swing those legs round. Give them a little bit of a shimmy for me. So we're going to do all of that on the other side in just a second, but before we do, we're going to swing our legs round. And we're going to come into a 4-point kneeling. However, I want your arms to be a wide stance. So I'm going to have my hands at least the width of my mat. My knees are about hip width apart. And I'm going to take my my left leg away, okay? It's going to be, for me, it's going to be the leg which is furthest away from you. Okay? But if you can make sure you do your left leg away, okay? So left leg away for me, good. Take that leg up into the air, take a breath in. Make sure your hands are slightly forwards of your shoulders. I want you to bend your elbows down and lift that leg, and then push up. Bend your elbows down, lift that leg straight, and push up. So I bent my knees and didn't mean to. And bend, lift that leg up and push. And again, bend those elbows and push up. And then reach that leg away and push up. And again, then reach and push up. Last one. Bend those elbows, reach and push up. Bring that knee in and stretch. Good stuff, well done. Fabulous. And then gently uncurl. Now let's move our body all the way around. Come and lay on your other side. So if you're mirroring me, then come down, making sure your head is the right end of your mat, hips are stacked one on top of the other, fingertips on the floor. Legs long, we're going to start with our leg lift. So again, thinking about using these muscles here in the waist. I'm almost pulling that hip towards me. I squeeze my legs together and then I lift up as far as I can go and slowly down. And again, squeezing up and slowly down. So just think about the muscles in the waist, but also we lift up. I'm using those lower tummy muscles as well. Squeeze the legs together and slowly down. And again, lift and squeeze and slowly down. And again, lift and squeeze and slowly down. One more. Lift and squeeze and slowly down. Lovely. We're going to go about halfway up now. I want at least the knees to be off the floor. One leg forwards, one leg back. I didn't do my hand off, did I? Sorry. And then we're going to do our swim legs. Ready? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. If you can, bring a hand to the hip. Legs are long, knees are not bending. We are working from our hips and our bottom. So I want you to squeeze your bum cheeks and make sure you're keeping that bottom leg straight. I don't want this bending underneath. I want the bottom leg to be straight. 1, 2, 1, 2. If this is too much balance, bring your hand back down. And 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. And relax it all the way down. Lovely, and soften those knees. So bring that bottom hand underneath, elbow pointing forwards. Clasp the back of the head here for me. And as we're going over and behind the elbow, and through this hip, I'm kind of just slightly pushing that forwards as we go, just to kind of counteract the balance and get better rotation through my thoracic spine. So elbow into the air, hold the head onto the floor, pushing my hips slightly forwards, stretching that top elbow back. Oh, that was a bit stiff today. And then release and come up and over. Good, and again, elbow into the air, rolling down onto the back of the head. Good, push that top hip slightly forwards. Ooh. And release and roll all the way up. And again, elbow up, roll down for the back of the head. Push that hip slightly forwards for me. You also get a great stretch at the top of the chest and into that top armpit. And then all the way up. 2 more. Elbow up, roll down for the back of the head. Push that hip forwards. Stretch that top elbow back and roll all the way up. Last one for me. Elbow up, roll down for the back of the head. Push the hips forwards. Get that fab rotation. Great. And all the way up. Fantastic. Okay, let's gently walk ourselves up. And this time you're going to have your right leg in front of you and your left leg behind you, or that variation. That leg out, or both legs out if you feel you need to, okay? So arms come up. Let's stretch out to the right through that chest. Stretch, stretch, lightly down with that hand, soften the elbow and stretch over. Oh, that's lovely. Now, as we come up, I'm not pushing with that bottom arm. This is light. I'm using my core to lift. Try and plant your buttocks. Good, and again. Reaching out, reaching out, reaching out. Lightly down, elbow down, and stretch over. And then I'm pushing my ribs up towards the ceiling as I do that. And then lightly coming up, using your core to help you up and place both buttocks. And then again, from the ribs, pushing out, lightly down, stretch it up and over. Oh, that feels good. And then all the way back up. Okay, let's do that rotation. So pushing out, Hand down, left arm, rotate round, place them about shoulder width apart. Imagine you're pulling your chest through your arms. Just lift your chin, pulling your chest forwards. Good, and then release, roll back, pull your spine away from you. Good, then come into neutral. Bring that left arm round, and then use your core to lift. Do that again. Push out, push out, push out. Hand comes down, rotate round. Pull your chest between your arms. Or imagine that's what you're doing. Pull your chest towards your elbows. Lift your chin. Good. Now round your spine and stretch away. Then come into neutral. Left arm comes round. And then lift all the way up. And then relax those arms. Well done, bring your legs round. Give your legs a bit of shimmy shimmy. And then let's go the other way round. So into 4-point you for you, right leg. Okay, I'm going to do the leg that's furthest away from you guys, but make sure you do your right leg. So hands the width of your mat. Knees about hip width apart. For you, right leg goes away. Okay. Elbows are coming down towards the floor. So lift the leg up, squeeze the glute for me. Bend the elbows, bring the nose to the mat, reach that leg away and then push through. Bend the elbows, nose to mat, reach the leg away and push through. So you should feel that right buttock squeeze as you reach that leg away and push through. Okay. Elbows come down, reach the leg away and push through. Good. Then those arms, reach, push through. 2 more. Bend, reach, and push. Last one. Bend, reach, and back. Child's pose. Let's have a little stretch down. And breathe. Good. And uncurl. Fantastic, guys. Okay, come and have a little seat for me for a second. Sit however you're most comfortable. The legs crossed, legs in front of you. Have a roll through those shoulders. Good. Make a circle. Round your spine, chin down. Stretch those arms forwards. Good. Reach up into the air. Let's go over to the right. Bend the right elbow, pulling down slightly and come up. Let's go over to the left, bending the left elbow, pulling down slightly and come up. Take the arms behind you, fingertips on the floor. Push the chest forwards and lift the chin. And come down. Bring the hands forward, so either onto the front of the legs, here, or underneath the legs, here. If you're cross-legged, try and get the hands on the floor and round the spine. But try to keep your sit bones down for me. Just a little stretch into the glutes if you've got your legs crossed, which is nice. And then slowly uncurl. Shall we breathe? In. And out. And again, in. And out. In. And out. And relax, guys, well done. Give yourself a little clap. Woo.